Get down.
What's up, Dylan?
What's up?
How's it going?
Good.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
What's up, guys? Ivan here. Ivan's podcast. We have Dylan Cooper today, and he's one of our coaches at the gym.
Yep.
He teaches weightlifting class, and he's a badass too. So we're gonna talk about that. What have you been up to?
Just training. Just got finished with the Arnold a couple weeks ago.
Smooth this way. Sorry, go
There we go. Didn't go how I wanted it to go. So been training hard the past couple of weeks, just kind of making that the main focus. So other than that, nothing really.
What do you? So the Arnold, where was it and when was it?
It was
Some people get done now.
5 weeks ago. Yeah, 5 weeks ago now in Columbus, Ohio. So it was the Arnold Sports Festival, but it was also a weightlifting competition.
Okay.
The American Open won.
Yeah.
And I did horrible there, bombed out on snatch.
What happened?
I don't know. Training went well. Everything went well leading up to it, but it was like once I got on the platform, I threw every snatch behind my head, which I never
So
do.
you get on a meet. I'm getting more familiar with this stuff as I train with you more. But when on a meet, you get 3 attempts to your snatch and 3 attempts to your clean and jerk.
Yeah,
right?
make or miss 3 attempts each.
So no matter what, like for example, if you have, I know you have to like pick a weight to open the second and third weight, right? So what happens if you pick a weight? Let's say for me that I'm a weak dude still. Let's say I want to open my snatch at like 185, right?
Yeah.
If I miss that, can I pick any weight or do you have to attempt?
So you can only go up.
But you
and
can't
weight.
go down.
You can stay the same. You can't go down. So
That's
the bar
because there's
keeps
more
moving
people
up.
lifting before and after you, and the bar has to keep moving up, right? Okay.
So like powerlifting, it'll be everyone does their first lift, then everyone does their second lift. And weightlifting, it's just like it's one big wave of people. So like,
even though you have different weight classes,
Yeah.
it's one barbell for everybody.
well, that's like if you do a local meet, then it's one bar for everyone. At a national meet or something like that, you're gonna have everything broken up into sections. It's gonna be weight classes, and then for that weight class, once the session starts, the bar can only increase until the last lift of the competition.
Okay.
So it can't go down at all.
It's a lot of pressure though. You go there and you don't. It's not you at the gym practicing. If you miss, no big deal.
No.
Get your head together and try again. This is like if you miss, you miss.
Yeah, and like
gone.
at the Arnold, it's crazy there. Like there's way too many people. There was like dancing going on in the hallway outside, and you could hear it when you're lifting on the plat. Yeah, it was.
So it's not really like your typical meet.
No, not at all.
There's a lot more.
If you're trying to have like a focused weightlifting competition, the Arnold's typically not the best idea for that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So did you? Because I know you had knee surgery not long ago.
Yeah.
Was that your first meet after the surgery?
That was my second. That was like my first meet, like in shape.
Okay.
The first meet I did was in Vegas. That was the AO3 last year.
How did that go?
That one was good. I won that one. So
There you go.
I went
After surgery.
Yeah, that was 7 months post-op.
And then you go to all in and you shit the bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. It was supposed to go the other way,
Yeah.
but
When you were
what
like
I
actually prepared, like mentally you felt good, you were like ready to go, and it just didn't happen.
yeah, I hit a PR total in training 2 weeks before, which is like 2 weeks before, that's when you want to be in your best shape,
Yeah.
because then you taper and then you feel better than that.
Way better, yeah.
But I tapered and then I felt super strong. I mean, I threw all my snatches behind my head, so I never do that.
So what are your maxes right now? Like not on a meet, but your main, like even on training, like what's your snatch and your clean and jerk?
My snatch is 150 kilos, which is 330 pounds. Then clean and jerk is 192, which is 422 pounds.
Shit, that's crazy. That's a lot of weight. How much you weight?
I weigh 240 pounds, so I'm in the 109 class, 109 kilos.
Do you fluctuate a lot on your weight?
I used to a lot. I used to fluctuate at like up to 5 kilos a week. I would just be all over the place, but I was 18 and eating cheeseburgers all the time, so like I wasn't consistent with it. Now that I'm consistent, it's pretty much 109 all the time.
Yeah. How tall are you?
6'2".
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good numbers for you, right? I mean, there's
I mean, I hit those numbers a long time ago. It's just from when I hit those, it's been a lot of injuries and stuff. So,
I know what you mean.
For like 3 years probably. So I feel like I'm on the mend. I mean, every weightlifter that's been in the game for 5+ years always has a rut. They hit. I've heard of people going like 4 years without PRing and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That takes a lot of. what's the word I'm looking for? Patience, I guess, but at the same time, on top of the patience, I feel like it takes just, you have to really have the passion for it to want to just keep doing it. Because if you don't, if it's like a thing that you're like, oh, I got into weightlifting and I just kind of enjoy it, but you're not really have a passion for it, I feel like people do it a lot like that. They do it for a few years and then they're done and find something else to do, right?
I mean, that's how weightlifting is. Like, you have the first 5 years, which are really fun. You PR all the time. You're always getting stronger, always getting better. And then you reach a point where you're kind of like, you're strong. You're like really strong for you. You're way stronger than you would have been without weightlifting.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to like build on top of that while staying motivated because you've been doing the same thing for 5 years.
Okay.
While handling all the pressure because you're good now.
I know.
So it's like a concoction of a bunch of stuff, and that pressure can make a lot of people quit. That's why a lot of people quit like 5 years.
I've been there myself.
Yeah.
I've been doing CrossFit for over 10 years.
Yeah.
And I've never been really good at weightlifting, like weightlifting. I'm decent, right? I can squat pretty good. Of course, that's not like Olympic weightlifting, but in terms of my clean and jerk and snatch, right? Clean and jerk, decent. But every time that I try to go overhead, I've never been really good. I know that's some of that is weakness overhead and some of that is mobility. And now that I've been really dedicated and it's getting way better, and I realize that if I just really focus on what I need to do and I keep pushing through it, it's getting better pretty consistent, right? But before, in the past years, I go on and off, right? I'm really good and I'm pushing through movement even though I'm not doing it right. And I feel motivated, but then something breaks. Not necessarily injury, but just something bothers me, and then I'm like, screw this, I'm not going to do it anymore. And I kind of stop doing it, and I don't really progress. And I feel like there was a time with me where several years that I didn't really get better for a long time, and that's just because I wasn't doing things right. And I feel like there are a lot of people on the same boat, where like they just want to try to see the results quick without really putting the right work to it. So what do you did CrossFit before, right? A long time ago?
Yeah, I did CrossFit for like 5 months.
Okay, and then you found weightlifting, and you just, screw this cardio, I'm just going to lift.
I actually saw California Strength's YouTube video.
And that's how you started?
Yeah, that's what got me into weightlifting.
So where are you from?
North Carolina.
Okay, and then you born there and grew up there?
I was born in Virginia. Yeah, born in Virginia, moved to Maryland until I was 5, and then moved to North Carolina until I was 20, then came here.
Okay, and then you started going to a CrossFit gym over there, and then you saw Cal Strength's videos.
Yeah.
And then you started weightlifting on your own.
Yeah, I just started lifting in the corner of that CrossFit gym I was at.
So tell me a little bit about that. How did that go? How did you got into it? Like, if you remember the video that you were looking at, or just tell me kind of the story where you started.
Yeah, so we had a workout that was, what was it? It was a bunch of overhead squats. I can't remember what it was, but it was a workout with a bunch of overhead squats, and I remember I couldn't do an overhead squat. So I like looked up how to overhead squat, and I saw a bunch of tutorials on like mobility or whatever. Then I saw a video of it was Donnie Shankle's Bigger Than You.
Oh, yeah.
And I just saw some giant meathead looking dude throwing around weights. So I clicked on it and watched it, and it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. So just wanted to be able to do that.
I remember when Donnie Shankle's was like Cal Strength. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I saw him a few times like face to face, and that's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
So at that point, what was next? What did you do?
I just started. I didn't have a program. I didn't have a program for the first until I moved out to Cal Strength, really. So like the first 5 years of my weightlifting, and just started lifting. I was maxing out my snatch, clean, and jerk like 5 to 6 days a week. Maxing my squat probably 4 days a week.
Did you get injured at all when you were doing that?
No.
You were still fresh. You were still nice and.
I was a child.
Yeah, exactly.
You're starfish when you're a little kid. You just get hurt and recover in a day, and then you're fine.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So okay. So did you remember? Okay, so when you decided, when did you decide, or did you remember when you decided to move this way? Like, what is it? Okay, so I want to do this, and I gotta go over there.
Well, I had a bunch of injuries I used to lift for a team called MASH Elite Performance, which is the team I was on in North Carolina for a little while. That was like after I'd been lifting at that CrossFit gym and kind of found a team.
Okay.
They were 2 hours away from where I lived. So I went and trained there for 2 years. We had some differences, so I left. We're still really good friends. But I left, moved back home, and I was training there for probably 3 months. And then I called Dave, and we got a trip set up for me to come out and visit. And after that, I wasn't sure if I wanted to move out. I was kind of leaning towards it, but like just moving to California seems so far away.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big change,
it's
right?
a bit, yeah. It's
leave your family there and everybody you know, and you're just gonna take off and move.
I mean, especially with like, I hadn't gone to school yet. I was young.
Yeah. So
all those things just kind of made it seem unrealistic. But April came around of the next year, so it was like 6 months after my trip, and I was just having like, I was on Cal Strength's training program, but I was getting tired and unmotivated. I was the only one lifting in my gym. I was just doing 9 sessions a week by myself.
That's crazy.
And I did that for a while. Like, I was fine with that, but eventually, like, Cal Strength program is hard, so I like needed that environment. So I literally called Dave that day, and I was like, we need to get this thing going. And then he's like, all right, well, we got a spot for you. So I just left the next day, and then I'm here.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
Passion with weightlifting, right? You knew you wanted to do it. You know, you at that point you were like, you don't have a lot to lose, right? You're young. You just kind of figure out what you want to do, and why not, right?
Yeah,
why not?
So
let's talk about this real quick. So when you got to Cal Strength, you probably were still not really good at it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about weightlifting, but to me, you're really good now. I know that you probably in your head you're like, I'm not where I want to be just yet. I want to keep pushing, because we're all like that a little bit. But tell me your numbers and how you felt when you started, and then really fast till today, where like even though you went through a surgery and you kind of have to like stop training for a little bit, but you're back to your old numbers now, and just talk to me a little bit about that.
So when I moved here, my 1 rep maxes were actually like the same as they are now. So like,
really?
I was snatching 150, clean and jerking 191.
And you did that on your own?
Pretty much. I was training at Mash Elite, so I had like a really good training atmosphere, and I had guidance from my coach there, and he was helping me out. But other than that, I didn't really have a lot of structure. So I moved out here with the same numbers. It's not like my 1 rep maxes got a lot better. I feel like I've just developed a lot as a weightlifter, like maturing through these injuries and stuff. And that was a type of improvement I didn't really know existed before I got here, but it's something kind of every weightlifter needs to go through. Yeah. If you're going to have some sort of longevity, you need to be able to handle those kind of things. Yeah. And I feel like now I'm more consistent. My technique's more refined, and I move a lot better and whatnot. So I feel like I've developed more as a weightlifter. The 1 rep maxes haven't changed much, but pretty much everything else has improved.
You're just a better weightlifting overall. And
just more consistent day to day and everything.
That's pretty cool. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to take advantage of you here, and I'm going to ask you, right? So I kind of commit, and you kind of saw, right? I kind of committed to like start weightlifting really with you guys over there. I've been going to Cal Strength at least twice a week. After 19.5, I couldn't go because I was destroyed, but I recovered and I got back to it. And even within I've been doing this for 2-3 weeks maybe. Yeah. Even with that short amount of time, I almost feel like I starting to learn more, and I'm getting better, and I'm moving better, and I understanding that so let's do the movement right and repeat, and then let's go heavy when I can go heavy. Yeah. If I can't go heavy in the snatch just yet, or in a snatch balance, let's pick a way that is going to allow me to get better. Right? Yeah. And I feel like I'm getting that a lot training over there with you guys at Cal Strength, right? Here in the gym. I do it a lot of myself, but the fact that I don't have nobody to train is a little challenging. Yeah. So, for example, somebody like me that is really trying to focus on get better at the weightlifting. I'm not going to stop doing CrossFit, because the reason why I'm doing weightlifting is because I want to get better at CrossFit. Yeah. I want to be a better CrossFit athlete. What would you suggest for me, or for anybody kind of like me that is making that commitment to weightlifting? What would you be your maybe top 3 advice in terms of you can use me as an example. You know that I'm not, I'm fairly fit, but I still have a lot to work on. What are your 3 things that you'll be like, this is what you really need to focus on before you start trying to go crazy on this?
I think the first and biggest thing is that you need to go to where all the knowledge is, because you're only going to learn as much as what's around you. Like if you're in your own CrossFit gym, you're only going to be as smart as the smartest guy in there. It's not like you're going to acquire experience from other people and stuff like that. But when I go to Cal Strength and they have Dave there, who's worked with Ivan Abadjiev, who's the best coach ever. He has Wes as an athlete. Yeah. He had tons of other guys as an athlete. Like, he knows a lot about what he's doing just because he's been through a lot when it comes to weightlifting. So just being there, you learn at such a faster pace, because you can kind of gain that experience from someone who's experienced it themselves.
So saying dive in myself or submerging myself on that environment.
Yeah, just go to where the strong people are, basically.
So it seems like I'm doing that now, which is good. And I think that on top of getting me better, I'm actually really glad that I'm doing it, because I am learning from other athletes, and coaches are specifically weightlifting coaches over there, right? Yeah. And I'm actually able to, I'm the kind of guy that I believe that I don't believe that I'm always really good. Yeah. I always believe that I can get better and learn more. Yeah. So I feel like I can use that bring it here to my members, and we can actually teach our members. There might be a lot lower level, they just want to learn the movements better and they want to get fitter. We can actually teach them a lot better, right? So on that part, I'm taking that with me and doing that. Okay, that's number one. Two more.
Number two is kind of learn about your body. Like, I know a lot of newer lifters that have a lot of aches and pains and just thinks like it's the end, like they're never going to be able to lift again. Like their back hurts one day and they're just like, oh, I have back problems, I can't do it. Then they're in it. You need to learn your body, like learn what pains are, learn how to heal everything that hurts you. Like, that's been like one of the biggest things for me, is just like, my knee hurts, the outside of my knee hurts, what do I do to fix this? Like, if that happened to me when I was 2 years into weightlifting, I would probably just stop lifting. I have no idea what to do about it. But like, now I just know exactly how to go about whatever pain I have. Like, if I have shoulder pain, I know what to do about it. If I have back pain, I know what to do about it. Like, that's because injuries are the most debilitating thing to your training, like regardless of what happens. You have to learn how to deal with injuries.
And I think that everybody's a little bit different too. So everybody's going to be a little bit different on that journey, right? They're weightlifting. They're not going to go through the same exact thing. So I think that you're right. You know, learning on my own and learn about my body and what I need to do myself is really important. Okay, number three.
Learn proper technique.
That's going to be really important with like your coach said, where do you go to learn this stuff, right? You're a good example of it. You were doing it on your own. Even you were at a CrossFit gym. I'm sure you got some coaching there for some people.
I went to some seminars and whatnot and tried to
so you really do. So if I really want to learn, I need to make sure that I get to the right place to learn. A lot of CrossFit gyms are really knowledgeable on weightlifting. Here in the gym, I mean, we're pretty decent. Before you came along and started working with us, I think that it was pretty decent. I can, even though I'm not the best at weightlifting, but I can translate that language of weightlifting, right, to my members really well. But the fact that now we're working with Cal Strength and we're working with you, and you're actually helping out with that, and me now learn more over there, it helps a lot, which is great. So being in the right environment is going to help a lot. Okay, cool. All right, so back to you. What is your next goal? Like, what's in your head right now that you're training for, and like what's your goal in the next, like, this year?
A medal at a national meet would be something that I haven't really done yet. I've won junior nationals twice, but I've never gotten a medal at a senior national meet. I've had the opportunity like several times and blew it every time. So like, that's kind of something I have a little grudge against that I really want to do. That and 360 total. So
that's like your total number on your clean and jerk.
So snatch plus clean and jerk. 160 snatch, 200 clean and jerk.
Ooh, those are big numbers.
Yeah. So, but I'm thinking about both of those.
You got it.
About equally.
Yeah, you got it. I think you can do it.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Hopefully.
Awesome. Nice. So, let's talk about real fast. Last thing before I kind of finish up this. How many calories you eat a day?
I try to eat 5,000. That's like, so I'm a skinny kid, like at heart. Like if you saw pictures of me, like 10 years ago, I was a twig. Like, that's just my genetics. So I have to eat like a lot. Like 5,000 calories is like maintenance calories for me at this point. So, I mean, that's not going to be how it is for everyone, but I have to do like 5,000, normally 4 meals with a bunch of shakes. So
good luck with that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's not fun.
Awesome, dude. Well, it was a really quick talk today. I want to have you over again and then talk about more stuff and more details about weightlifting and maybe supplements and a bunch of stuff. But we'll do it again. Cool. And then, but thanks for coming today. Where can people find you real fast if they want to look at your stuff?
Dylan Cooper 109K on Instagram and Cal Strength on Instagram. That's about it.
Awesome. Good. We'll put the link. We'll share with everybody, and then we'll have you next time. Cool. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Don't be afraid, won't let you fall, girl. Yeah.